Hello, I'm Morris Dimba and welcome to this tutorial, and today I will take you through the development and cutting details for the 200 by 100 universal beam castellated beam. Let's get started right here. As usual, as we normally do with the previous, as we did with the previous ones, we normally access our macro that normally help us in making work easier on this section of applications and component. Now we just click on this down on the last button here. You can also mouse over this and able to get the information or the description of all these buttons and what they do. So you just mouse over. In this case, just mouse over here and can get the details on what this button does. So if I click on it, then it will bring up these dialog box or section, and in here you can key in your macro that you intend will make your work easy. In this case, you're working in the castellated beam macro. So I'll just click on it or double click on it to bring the dialog box if you want to feed in the parameters, or if you have the parameters, or if you prefer working with the default settings, you just click once, then follow the instructions. So in this case, we want to feed in, or we want to key in our preferred parameters, and we'll work with that. So in this case, I'm looking forward to work with it, work with the dialog box and feed in my parameters here. Now I'll first define the length of my beam. I'll start from that point and stretch all the way to that far end, and right click and terminate that command. So once we have this in place, it has default settings that we'll use to improve and fit in or feed in our customized settings for the castellated beam of 200 by 100. In this case, is our main objective to do that. Now I'll come here and now target these points here. These are the cutouts or the cutting details. So I'll target this point to this point. I'll feed a different measurement from the previous one because the approach is the same, but the parameters quite different. Now in this case, I'll feed 50 millimeter, and then on this section I'll feed in or key in 58, and the height here. Height of the beam here will be different, will be 300, and the flange width here will be different. This one will be 100, and that's all about that. And still not all about that, we need to change this because this is the key. So this one will take 200 millimeter, and that's everything we want for this section, and this is enough for you to pick the details, and you can take this accompany with your section and submit them to workshop, and this will be cut using either plasma cutter or laser cutter, which is more accurate and need less monitoring. Then I'll go ahead and click modify. It's not changing because I think the model is not connected together with this dialog box. So what we'll do, or to confirm that what we just fed here has not been reflected here, we'll just double click on it, and you'll see everything is reverting to previous dimensions. So we'll start afresh because the moment you double click on it, it connects automatically to this dialog box. Now we'll change this to the previous dimension that we fed prior to it being reverted to the previous one. Now I'll feed here 200 and come here and feed 50 millimeter, and come here and feed I think 58. It's 58 right there, and change this to 300. Our beam has increased to 300, but it's lighter and can serve better than the previous size of 200 by 100 universal beam. Now the width of the flange will be now 200. It will remain the same. It will not change the thickness, and all the thickness and these radiuses will not change. It will remain the same, just to increase the height and make it lighter. Now what you'll do, just go ahead and click modify, and you can pick these details and use and submit for cutting details, and in coming up with your castellated beam of this size. So I'll go ahead and click modify, and this will be reflected here automatically. We just give it some time, and that information will be processed. Now I'll go ahead and click OK, and right click and click on empty screen, and right click and come to redraw, and we'll come here and counter check whether what we've done has been reflected here perfectly. So what I'm going to do is just double click here, and I'll come to edit and pick measure and pick on distance to counter check these distances whether they have been reflected here accurately. Now I'll snap on that spot and come here and snap on that spot, and you can see at the bottom end here we have 50 millimeter, which reflects on on this dialog box here. So that's applied the same way. We can counter check on this distance here from that distance, and this distance here, that is 200. Same thing here, so it's correct. So let's check the height of our beam. We'll come to distance here and check from that far end and this far end, and it's actually 300. I'll close this because we want to do some more work here, but not really more work, just to make sure everything we do here reflects whatever reflects the outcome of their workshop regarding this particular work. Now I want to cut across this just to show the welding line between these two components. Now what I'm going to do, I'll come to edit here and mark out my points that I'll use to cut or trim out the parts that will show the welding line. So I'll come to points here and pick at any position, then snap on top right there and snap at the bottom end here. Make sure you snap on accurate positions. Make sure your positions are accurate, because the moment you make an error, it will be reflected on the final drawing that will be submitted to workshop, which is not right. Now I don't need to do the same thing here. I just need to transfer this point to the other end. Now what I'll do is just select one and hold it from this corner and move all the way to the other end. Move it all the way to this end here, and I'll snap it right there. So in this case I'll come to polygon cut because I'm under edit, then pick on that, then select the part to cut, then I'll snap on that spot and zoom out and target that midpoint here. I'll snap on that midpoint, zoom out and make sure you snap on accurate position, actually the point that you intend to snap on, and create a cut. Now I'll snap on that spot and move down to this position right there and move to my initial point to close the polygon. Now I'll snap here. So the moment you snap or close the polygon, you'll see the cut created. So what I'm going to do here is just to save my work, then as usually what you do, you just copy this slightly up by a distance. Let me just cut this and paste it here on the z-axis, and I'll add some measurements, maybe a meter, 600, so close. I'll click on that and give it some time to process the information. It is wrong. We didn't copy, we moved it. We just undo that to bring it back. So redraw that. I select it and come to special copy and click linear, and we'll use the same measurement and click OK. So if you zoom out and redraw, you'll be able to select, you'll be able to reorient your XYZ plane, and we'll place it somewhere there and select everything here, and then come to special move and pick rotate, and we want to rotate this along these 2 points. So we'll create a line between these 2 points that this model, in which this model will rotate about. Now I'll snap here and snap right there, then I'll invoke this move command. There it is, it has been rotated about that line, and I'll redraw this and now select it and come to move. I'll pick it from a point similar to the other one and join them together. I'll join this together here and redraw once again. So this will be the welding line. These two components will be joined together in the workshop and be welded together. and we get a beam, and an improved 200 by 100 universal beam, but in this case castellated. We've chopped off, we've made the cuttings just to make the beam lighter and serve more than the previous one. Now I'll select on this, right click and come to special copy and click linear. I want just to bring this one aside just to show the development of the two components. Now I'll pick on copy. As I'll select copy just to remove it. I'll create a copy from this, but away from these two. Now I'll go ahead and click OK, and click on left click on empty screen, then right click on empty screen once again to get the redraw view, and the signs of modifications will disappear. So if I turn this around like this, you'll see whatever we have. So I'll double click on the screen just to change this color to be a little bit from the previous ones. So I'll double click, let me come back again, I'll double click on the screen, then come to representation here. So under object representation, we have an object group, we have the color, we have transparency. We'll target the color. Just click on the color and you'll be prompted with this drop down arrow. Click on the drop down arrow. You'll see a variety of colors, or you can choose your own from here, but I prefer going with the defaults, and I'll pick on this blue. Let's see whether how it looks. I'll apply and give it an OK, apply and give it an OK, then bring it close so we can have a look at it. So this is how it looks, and you can now call this the end. So this is how it looks, and you can put it in a position that will look much better. This looks much better, and you can drag it. Remember, dragging your model on the screen, just press and hold your middle button on the mouse and move your mouse. It's as simple as that. Now I'll bring it to that position, and I want to double click on this to bring my dialog box so that you can be able to see or pick the details from here and apply them on your model, or if you intend to use the same settings for creating your castellated beams. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe. I'm Maurice Dimba, and bye bye.